It breaks and dries slow.
And we're live.
Molly State,
Episode 9.
one of my best friends from
Hey, I like that T-shirt.
What it do, baby?
Harris got that Kawhi.
Little Kawhi, little patriotism.
Harris
Let's go.
Robbie's rocking the Sega Genesis fonted USA jersey.
Dempsey,
Welcome
baby.
back.
Dempsey, legend.
That's cool. So there's a little bit to talk about actually this weekend. There was a few fights. I guess we should get into them. There was the Commey fight. It was the Charlo fight and the Andrade fight, all against tomato cans.
Yeah.
But there's still a little bit to talk about in regards to each one. Let's go ahead and start with Jamal Charlo. Robbie, what was your take? What did you see? I know you did actually watch that fight all the way, and you analyzed it and watched it 6-7 times. So what were your takeaways from the footage?
The first day in the lab was just chilling, watching it casually on a Sunday fun day. I thought Charlo was just measuring him in the first round. Cota, his nickname is El Demonio, by the way, which is demon. Kind of had the eyes of a demon. That first round, he was landing, moving. It ended up Charlo was measuring him the whole damn time. And,
El Demonio put up a good fight for
he did. He did. 2 knockdowns, then the final knockdown in the third round. Man, this guy got up from it and kept fighting back, but I kind of respect that. Tony Harrison had an injury, so Cota was a late addition to this fight. So we want to make sure.
Do you think that was a real injury, or do you think that was his way of getting out the fight? I
don't think Tony Harrison wants to fight that man. This guy Charlo's got a mean right hand, real vicious. I know he has a twin brother, probably similar. They look exactly the same. They can fill in for each other at will, but.
The first round, like Robbie said, they were pretty evenly drawn.
Cota came out kind of firing shots, kind of doing a very wide stance, and I noticed that he's not wearing your traditional shorts that are draping over your knees. This guy was wearing more of a compact outfit. Maybe that helped him try to do that weird wide stance. I don't know if that helped.
Was it like jeggings?
It was a little bit confusing, Charlo. The way this guy was lowering his body, lowering his chin, standing wide, but like, how the fuck are you gonna fight like that? So
he has some tight shorts on.
The gimmick kind of, his shorts were a little like above the knees. They looked more like Olympic boxing shorts.
Do you think that was part of the strategy? Do you think that was part of like the plan, that weird stance?
Throwing
him
off?
That was just him like mixing it up like in the ring?
I don't see guys start out a fight that wide. He's just trying to confuse and survive.
He didn't survive, obviously.
He didn't. Third round knockout. And Tony Harrison was in the audience.
So are they going to do a rematch? What's the word with that?
I think that's going to end up happening. Tony Harrison has the WBC belt. I'm pretty certain about that. We can fact check that. So, that injury was a little coincidental. I think that fight was at Mandalay Bay. It was scheduled to be a big bout. They could have moved it to Sunday because Tony Harrison wasn't in the fight. I could see that as a Saturday night, regular TV, maybe whatever plus Top Rank plus ESPN plus bullshit. But they moved it to Sunday, and they still gave us a knockout. Gave us a knockout, so I enjoyed it.
Can't complain.
What about the future for this guy? What do you think's next? You think him and Harrison are going to fight finally, or you think that's just something that's never going to happen at this point? It's just
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either, to be honest, but we'll see.
His brother has 2 belts, right? He has WBO.
The better twin?
The better twin, yeah. I guess we can say that. That's probably – it's tough. They're both really good fighters. But, he has WBO and IBF.
Lines only.
So that's they can't fight each other, but if they were to fight each other,
I would love to see that.
I would love and hate to see it. I would love to see it though. Let's be real. We want to see.
I think the world wants that fight.
They promised they wouldn't fight each other. The Charlo brothers we're speaking about.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes money comes first.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, we got a good knockout, and we do appreciate big knockouts on the Sweet Science TV.
We always do.
Very
Always.
entertaining, and I'm glad that was on regular TV. I think that was.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was the one takeaway that was good. It gave people that don't really watch an opportunity to see a really good fighter, even if he was fighting someone of a lesser tier. He was able to put on a good performance. So
on
that
regular
counts for something.
Fox, you can fucking
Regular
plug
Fox.
in an antenna,
Yep.
plug it in the little converter box if you got a square
Rabbit
TV.
ears. You can still enjoy a quality match.
And I think
Quality
that's
sparring.
there should be
Bout.
fights on regular TV,
Yeah.
like regular TV
Thanks,
every
Fox.
week. Appreciate
They
it,
should.
Fox. Fox doing their thing.
But moving on, I want to move on to the next fight since we got a lot to cover. We got Commey.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that fight?
Man, that was a pretty enjoyable fight. I thought Ray Beltran came out to just survive. But I'll switch to Harris to let Harris let us know what you think about that one, buddy.
I thought Commey came out really wild. He doesn't have like an orthodox like stance like a traditional fighter. He's got like fighting savages type of.
Is it like an African stance?
Savannah fighting.
Like he needs to wear military garb and have like a fucking bullets around his chest.
Like a
But
warlord.
he's decent on defense. He seems to take these punches from Beltran pretty well.
Couple headbutts, and he took a couple headbutts in that fight too. That's the reason why he was bruised on his eye. Beltran didn't get him.
I don't see him really having that sustainable of a career, but that was a good fight from Beltran to stick around for 4+ rounds. I guess it was eighth round he stick around till.
Yeah, eighth round. And another note about this fight is that Ray Beltran missed the threshold after the weigh-in. It was 1.9 pounds that he was over. They agreed to do the fight. They agreed to do the fight anyways. I mean, you're a professional fighter. If you really want this belt, you got to keep your weight involved. You got to know what's on the contract. And I thought Ray Beltran, that was very sloppy. So no matter what the result of this fight would have been,
that belt was off limits.
That belt goes back to Ghana, baby. That belt goes back to Ghana.
Let's go back to Ghana.
I'm sure the crowds will love to see that belt.
I mean, they got a nice flag. It's got a star on it.
What do you thought about Commey's dance moves?
I thought Commey was learning from YouTube. He's getting there. I think he's getting there. He's, not quite there.
He knows the internet's getting big all around the world. Anything you do can be viral. So, hey.
He was doing his little shimmy, whatever.
shimmy, I'm happy.
I just think
no mixing in that shimmy. There's no mixing.
The one thing I'll say about Commey is like when there's a unification fight, he's not gonna win. I saw holes in his game against Beltran. Beltran's over the hill. Commey hits really hard. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I love his exchanges, but I think a guy who comes in boxing and moving better than Beltran. Beltran can take a punch. Just keep it real. This guy's a veteran in the game. He once held the WBO title. We'll fact check that. I know he had either WBO, WBC, but Commey.
But either way, he was a former champion.
He's a former champion, and he's at the end of his ropes, and he fought Commey the best he could. And a couple veteran headbutts, that kind of could help.
You got to do what it takes to win.
He was warned multiple times about the headbutts. Commey was crying about it, but I could see Commey getting knocked out by a real fighter.
Lomachenko should be next. Let's bypass Teofimo and let's go straight to Lomachenko, for real bread.
And another thing which we didn't have written, thanks for reminding me there, Harris. Teofimo was in the audience for that, and I think he would kill that dude. He would beat the shit out of Ghana.
Obliterate that man.
Teofimo, I just like the way he fights. He's exciting, does the backflips. Commey don't want to give that belt to Teofimo because he's going to give it up if they fight. 100%.
Yeah.
I'll put money on that.
So he should fight some tomato cans himself for a little bit if he's business savvy. I don't know.
I believe Commey had an injury last. They had to find a substitute for him. We got to look up that. That's off topic as well. But there's guys who have coincidental injuries for these fights, and it's a little suspect. It's like, oh, this is going to be a big ass fight. Oh, you hurt your ankle. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see that fight though. I definitely want to see it. Hopefully, it does happen. and I already know the end results in advance. And there's no way to convince me.
What are the results?
Teofimo Lopez knockout in the 6th.
I want Lomachenko more involved, and I want him to take everybody's belts in the lightweight division. I believe he could. He does qualify.
He doesn't fight. I feel like he's not fighting enough. He's not really putting himself out there.
I want him to beat some more guys' asses and take some belts before he gets a little older, because he's a very special
He's already
fighter.
in the 30s. He's already in his 30s.
I don't know why they're not marketing.
That's
they're
the
getting
best
him
years
out.
of your life.
He's top rank, right? Lomachenko, top rank fighter.
He is top rank along with I think Tyson Fury. So
that's Bob Arum, right?
Yeah, Bob Arum.
Bob Arum needs to stop protecting and try to get Lomachenko his money, because Lomachenko could beat any of these fools.
Well, that's a Bob Arum move, man. So I don't know. It's going to take time. But either way, the fans are being deprived. That's one thing that's a fact in the situation.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Unfortunately.
Lightweight division is exciting, and I think we need more of it. Bottom line.
Gervonta, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko. Who else?
Side note on the Charlo fight, just to go back to that,
Yeah.
that was a super middleweight. That's a super middleweight division. So we just want to make sure. Super welterweight. I'm sorry about that. Super welterweight.
Yeah.
So just to correct some.
Moving on to the next fight we wanted to cover. I want to get to the Demetrius Andrade fight. He fought a Polish man by the name of Maciek Sulecki. Maciek Sulecki does have a good reputation out of all the cans that did fight this weekend.
Sure.
Demetrius Andrade fought in his hometown of Providence, Rhode Island.
Nice.
He put on an outstanding performance. It started from the first round. He knocked him down in the first round with a left hook. That put him down, and that set the tone for the rest of the match. I don't have a lot of takeaway from the actual fight, but I do have a major takeaway from after the fight. Andrade's been campaigning basically to fight either Triple G or Canelo Alvarez next, and he made no qualms about it. That's who he wants next for his upcoming fight. What are your thoughts on an Andrade Canelo or an Andrade Triple G bout maybe at the beginning of 2020?
The rumblings are Andrade and Triple G. That is something that's coming together. So we'll see how that works out. I am intrigued with Billy Joe Saunders out of England, or over there on that side of the fucking world. He doesn't fight nobody. Doesn't seem to fight nobody.
Chip eaters.
So I would love to see Canelo Alvarez just snatch that Brits belt and then come back and take the rest. I mean, and fight Triple G eventually, because that's what we all want.
Right.
Andrade.
Yeah, so I didn't watch the
fight myself. I did not watch that Sulaki fight.
Yeah, I didn't watch that Selecki fight either, but I watched the highlights, but since you watched it, who was the crowd on the side of? Were they pro Selecki with Rhode Island?
They were pro Andrade because Andrade's from Providence.
Oh, so they went by who's they're from. Okay, that's their dynamic.
Yeah, hometown hero.
I don't think Sulaki's got like an entourage following him to the main events.
A Polish entourage.
Maybe in Chicago, if he was from Chicago, it would have been 50-50.
It's Lucky fought in
Ukrainian Village, baby.
Fought in Chicago, it would have been a 100% Polish crowd.
Yeah, obviously the ticket prices would have been through the roof.
They would have fought on Pulaski. Somewhere on Pulaski.
Somewhere on Pulaski.
Outdoor ring.
At a fucking
Irving Park.
Event
Irving
venue.
Park, maybe. Irving Park.
Oh, yeah.
Irving Park at that Polish club right before Fade In over there by
Six
Austin.
Corners.
Yeah, that Polish club. Inside the club, they have that big fight. Andrade's looking to fight Canelo next. He is undefeated. To me, honestly, he's a poor man's Daniel Jacob. So whether he fights G or he fights Canelo, it's not going to end well for him.
He's food.
He's food. He's looking for a big payday. I don't blame him.
It's higher class food. Some a little
caviar.
Caviar. That's what I was going for. Boom.
Yeah. I do respect that he's going after it. I don't see a lot of people going after Triple G, but he is. So I'd look forward to seeing that fight, especially after this Triple G fight against Steve Rolls. That did nothing for me, to be honest.
Triple G looked sloppy. I kind of didn't like the way he looked in that fight.
It was a very sloppy fight. Oh, what's that?
Now, is that fight gonna be in Vegas, Triple G, Andrade.
Well,
they haven't
I
set
don't
the
know yet. They
venue,
haven't
but that
announced
is
it.
coming up. That's
It's
coming up.
just, it's just whispers at this point.
Okay.
But
They're both
hopefully,
the zone.
They
They're
should
both
fight.
the zone.
They're all in the zone. All three are in the zone. So it's a matter.
Gotcha.
So the main takeaway from that Andrade fight with Machek. So
Yeah, Machek got his
Machek.
ass beat, huh?
Machek definitely got his ass whooped.
That Machek got his ass beat.
Machek got
I didn't
scraped.
watch the fight, but I mean, you told me
I would
Machek got beat up.
just
I
you with a name like
believe you.
Machek, you're gonna get scraped.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
if you told me
Whether
Andrade
you're a
was
cop
fighting,
or
whether
whether you're
you're
a
a
pedestrian.
Or
if you
pedestrian,
told
anyone with
me
the name of Machek,
anybody's
you're gonna get their ass
fighting,
whooped. You get your
Yeah.
ass whooped.
if you told me anybody's fighting Machek, I would say they're gonna win.
Machek's gonna have a bloody nose.
Oh, yeah.
Now I want to go watch this fight now. So you're kind of I gotta go back and see this Andrade Machek fight. But moving
Kept his
on.
belt.
I want to move
though.
on to the big news that's rumbling that we'll be covering more in depth this upcoming week or so.
Oh yeah.
The fight coming up between Manny Pacquiao and Keith one-time Thurman. Thurman's talking a lot of shit lately. What do you guys see? Have you guys been watching the interviews? Have you guys been watching the training footage?
Have you guys been seeing how great Manny Pacquiao's been looking? They're throwing
Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I've been watching more
boulders
Manny
at his
than
fucking
Thurman.
chest, dude. They're throwing. It looks like Creed 2. They got this. They throw the weight ball at his gut. Like they're ready, dude. Pacquiao.
The only thing that
right.
The only thing that I would be worried about if I were Pacquiao is Keith Thurman's power. Like Keith Thurman may not be able to outbox him the whole fight, but if
Keith Thurman gets sloppy sometimes,
punches, he's gonna rock him. Because look what Marquez did to Pacquiao.
You got to watch Keith Thurman's right hand. I need Pacquiao to move more because one time could be losing the fight and catch him with that right, and it's real dirty. It's real dirty, but I just think Pacquiao's such a better boxer, man. Such a better boxer. But
yeah, he's a tougher guy. He's more experienced. I think he has all the moves, but his defense is so susceptible sometimes. So
he is 40. He's 40.
And that 40-year-old didn't take a punch from Keith one time is going to be the question.
Keith one time, Thurman, I don't know.
I've seen Keith look great before his injury, and I've seen him come back that first fight after he had that hand surgery, and he looked a little sloppy. And man, an elbow too. So he's had surgeries. I just need to see him be the old Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter, and then that version of Thurman would be very dangerous.
I feel like he's making a big mistake where he should have been built up to this fight if he really wanted it, but he's looking at it in a different perspective where it's kind of like, if I don't capitalize now, I wouldn't be able to get a big payday. But
I'm gonna say something about
there, in my opinion.
I'm gonna say another thing about Keith Thurman. I've been following his career for y'all know multiple years, dude. He don't want to fight. He would never want to fight Sean Porter again because that will fuck his money up if Porter beats his ass. I know they're best friends, and I like both fighters a lot. I just think that Thurman got away. You know, Sean Porter tested Keith Thurman like nobody else. So, I mean, if I'm Pacquiao, I would look at that fight, study it, and see how this guy was able to go underneath Thurman's guard and catch him up top. So
he's got some time to study. We got some time to study. So
I don't even want to keep talking about it. I want to hold that for the next couple of weeks. So there's going to be plenty to cover because there's going to be more media coverage. Especially since Manny Pacquiao is involved in the fight. So that's going to bring everyone around in regards to
all my Filipino fans. Shout out to my Filipino fans. Let's go, baby.
Yep.
Shout out to the mode.
And one other thing I want to touch on, I don't know if you guys are aware, there was a little spat, they call it, between Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya. So basically, Eddie Hearn was commenting on De La Hoya not having the next fight ready already for Canelo.
Yeah.
And
the motor beef.
De La Hoya got a little upset.
Yeah.
And he told Eddie Hearn, worry about your Ruiz Joshua fight because you're having trouble in that area.
Big money problems. Big money problems.
And it's
Eddie
interesting.
Hearn's been talking a lot of crap.
Both the zone.
I think Eddie Hearn called out De La Hoya in regards to how Golden Boy isn't doing that well. I believe he said in a quick interview from Fight Hype, I believe, on YouTube.
But for Eddie Hearn to fix his mouth to say that when his cash cow
he can't
basically
say
got
shit.
exposed,
he's got no right to say
anything right now.
Eddie Hearn, not now.
And everyone that Canelo's beat while being on the zone is promoted under Eddie Hearn. So he's basically undefeated against Eddie Hearn fighters. So that might be where the animosity stems from in a way.
Good point. Good point.
But
I mean, those are two rivaling streaming, ESPN Plus, Top Rank, DAZN. They're all rivaling, so shit is gonna be said, but they all have the same intentions: make a lot of money, organize fights where we make a lot of money, and maybe once in a while throw the fans a bone with the real ass fight. So that's
how about Eddie Hearn versus De La Hoya on DAZN?
I wouldn't want to see Eddie Hearn get beat up like that, but it would be fun.
I would love to see it.
I want to see De La Hoya. He's gonna do a little bit of, you dig, and then he'll jump in the ring.
A little yay.
A little you dig.
Yay.
Perico, as you call it.
You'll fucking do a little yay off Canelo's wristwatch.
And another thing I want to shout out is we got the 4th of July coming up. And
4th of July is 3 days away.
Happy 4th, baby.
Honor my country, honor my people, my soccer teams, the U.S. men's team, and Gold Cup. And then we got the women's trying to go ahead and get that.
Shout out to the women's.
Get that real. Get that real. Let's go. Let's go, USA. We're going to have fun at some barbecues. We're
U21 basketball. The guys are playing U19 over in Greece.
Need to
shout out to those guys. Good luck.
Shout out to U21.
Young Gunners.
Shout out to
they'll be playing in that Big 3 league soon or whatever basketball league's called.
Maybe.
And another shout out goes to the NBA for owning the off season. It's been fun. So
NBA is definitely taking over right now.
I've been really intrigued.
The horses are in the back.
I mean,
then,
another shout out to we have Pride Month and
Pride.
The Sweet Science
shout
TV
our,
welcomes all creeds. And we support all cultures and creeds. And we want you guys to tune in. And I know there's one thing we all agree in. It's the fight game.
Yes, sir.
Robbie, I know
once again, shout out to Cooley's Event Sports Bar.
Yeah. I know this weekend you were talking you were mentioning how you want to see a gay champion soon.
No,
now that's a whole topic on its own. We're gonna have a live show about that one day.
One day.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, one day we'll try to include everything here. This is an inclusive show.
Well, speaking of that, Oscar did fight it, or he had that fishnet photo. That's probably as close as it gets right now.
Well, I mean, Oscar De La Hoya did cross-dress, so that's another thing going on.
That's close. Yeah. He's getting there.
Do your thing.
Support all fans, all their views.
And we really do appreciate. We have all kinds of fans.
For all your sacrifices.
All fans subscribe. If you haven't gone at the Pride Parade, subscribe to our page as well.
This is your time, guys. So guys and gals and all in between. So hey, join the Sweet Science TV on our pursuit for great fights.
To you guys.
Salute.
Cheers. I don't have a drink.
Oh, you don't want to cheers? Oh,
I don't have a drink.
Give us a thumbs up.
I got it right here.
Right.
Okay.
I don't want to do any
advertisement.
What do you say now?
I don't want to do any advertisement because we're not getting paid for it. But
Tito's,
drink something here.
Bear down. But
yeah, you guys.
Yep.
So, and speaking of Pacquiao coming up, just again a quick mention. Once we get to 100, we do have that. We still got that glove. That will be raffled off basically. So not only was it signed by Pacquiao, it was signed by Mayweather the weekend of that historic bout between the two fighters.
Share the video, guys. When we get to 100, you're eligible. So share the video.
Like and subscribe, share.
That glove may go to Wisconsin. That glove may go to Estuardo's house.
We got a good amount of Wisconsin followers.
May go to
here.
New York to My Check's house. Subscribe, My Check.
My check's in. My check's in there. So my check's, hopefully get him involved here. Get him a like and subscribe. But yeah,
I
it's
love
been a
that
good
New
show.
York fan base, especially since the Barclays is cracking. Not only in the boxing world, but now in the basketball world.
A couple years from now, it'll be great.
That's a whole nother story, but
Different story, different podcast, but maybe that'll happen too down the line. We'll see how it goes. It's been a good ride so far, so we're happy to be back.
We are back. We had a lot of things we had to get out the way. Again, thanks to the fans for their concern and their direct messages, their emails, their phone calls.
We do have light moments in the fight game, and I know the fights that we covered on this show weren't the bread and butter, cream of the crop fights, but we do enjoy some good knockouts, and we respect all the belts. So we're here to cover boxing as a whole.
It's about to get really hot this summer, guys. So stay tuned. Make sure you follow our social medias, Sweet Science TV on Twitter and Instagram as well. And
if you're in France, stay indoors.
If you're in France, stay indoors.
Get that
You're
AC
in France,
cracking.
stay indoors.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, guys. And that's it.
We'll see you guys next time. Tune in.
Right.